Good morning everyone, and good morning to Geeky Basil and Mr. Cleese. As you can see, Geeky Basil is growing really well, Mr. Cleese is growing really well, and then we've got Minty version 2. This is the second attempt, and look, we've finally got something. Is this mint or is it a weed? So I've just got 2 boxes to open today, and I know what's in both of them because of the type of packaging they used. There's no need to guess what's inside here. Before I even open it, a big thank you to Rode for sending this out. Let's take a look inside. I mean, I don't know the exact contents, but I can probably guess it's going to be a microphone of some sort. Nice. We have got a Rode Reporter and a Rode NTG4 Plus. Now both of these I'm going to use with my Sony A7R Mark II and the Sony interface that I bought, the XLR interface. I showed that to you in a previous video, so I will be connecting these up and testing them with my Sony A7R Mark II. They look absolutely fantastic, and I really trust Rode as a brand. I've used their products for many years and they always deliver great audio. Next up, we've got this big box from Synology. It says Synology on all of the tape. So again, a big thank you to Synology for sending this out. Wow. Not one, but two disc stations. I've got their DS216play and a DS216 Plus. Absolutely awesome. So this first one is the DS216play, and this has got a dual core CPU with an H.265 decoder inside, which means if you put movie files on here, it will transcode them on the fly and deliver them to wherever you're streaming them to a lot more efficiently. Now this also handles 4K resolution video transcoding as well, and it's a DLNA certified media streaming box. If we look around on the back, we've got a gigabit Ethernet port, we've also got 2 USB ports, the input for the power supply, and a little fan to keep everything cool inside. On the front, we've just got a series of status LEDs. Now the DS216play and the other NAS device I'm going to show you are network attached storage devices. I really should have had a shave before doing this close up, but hey, here goes. What's a NAS device? Well, NAS stands for network attached storage. It can be a product that you install either one or multiple hard drives into, and then you can centrally store all of your files. They can be things like documents, movies, photos, music files, and then you can access them across multiple devices on your network. Things like laptops, desktops, smartphones and tablets. And you can even serve up that content, if it's something like a movie, to your large screen TV. So this is the other model that Synology sent me, and it may well look like the previous one, but this is the DS216 Plus. And this is more aimed towards a small business, or maybe you run a business from home. So it's still got that dual core processor, it still does 4K video transcoding, but it's got an extra port on the back so you can add an eSATA device, and on the front it's got easier access to putting in your hard drives. And when I mentioned previously, you can get NAS devices that take either one or multiple hard drives. This particular one, you can install 2 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch SATA drives. So once you've installed your hard drives in here, it's just a simple matter of actually connecting this up to your network. And you do that via the Ethernet connection on the back. Of note, this particular model, the DS216 Plus, has also got the LED lights in a different place. It's also got a front-facing USB 3 port, and this is very useful. If you've got a thumb drive, you can put it in here, press the C button, and it'll copy the data across from the thumb drive to the internal drives inside. You can also set this up so it's got data redundancy, so whatever data is on drive 1 is mirrored across to drive 2. That's very important because if one drive fails, you've got a complete duplicate of all of your data and you don't lose anything. How cool is that? So the benefit of using a NAS device to store all of your files in a central location means that you can work wherever you want. I'm currently in my studio and I can access all of my files that are stored on my Synology NAS devices in the comfort of another room. Very, very useful, very flexible, and just a great way to store your files. I wonder why I'm looking at this particular web page.
Exclusive.
So a few of you have been asking me questions on Twitter and I wanted to address those questions here in this very video. And the first one comes from Brooksy, who asks, will the next iPhone have USB-C and how would it be received? Well, the answer to that is that I don't think that Apple will introduce USB-C in the next iPhone at all. They're too tied up in their own ecosystem and technologies. Don't forget we had the 30-pin dock connector, which was only available on Apple products, and now we've got the Lightning connector, and I think they're going to stay with that, definitely, for their next iPhone. Brooksy also asks, any luck with a new mobile contract? Now, if you know about my previous tweets on Twitter, I actually shared that I was looking around for a new contract because 3 in the UK actually put their prices up quite considerably. With some negotiation, I stuck with 3. They're a fantastic network, great coverage in my area, and really good customer service. So I shopped around but decided to stick with my current mobile network provider. Now the next question comes from David Meadows. Hello David, great name by the way. And David asks, what's the best Bluetooth headset for use when driving? Just for calls. So I assume that David's looking for something that gives great call quality, not necessarily a big feature set. And I've got 2 suggestions for you. One of them is available now, the other one you're going to have to wait a little while for. And the first one is the Plantronics Voyager Legend Bluetooth mono headset. Now I have used this one personally. It produces crystal clear audio. It's nice and comfortable to wear and just works. It works very well indeed, and the price point is very good as well. I'll leave a link to that one for you down in the video description. Now the second one you're going to have to wait a little while for. It was only just recently announced at Mobile World Congress and it's from Sony and it's their Xperia Ear. Now I've seen videos on this product. It's a tiny, very discreet little Bluetooth headset. Now it reacts to voice commands, so you could pretty much use it instead of relying on something like a smartwatch. It's very important when you're driving especially to use as many smart features as you can. It's against the law to interact in many countries with your smartphone whilst driving, so having voice commands in the Xperia Ear could be a very good feature indeed. It's certainly one I want to get in to test for myself. And then the final question for today comes from Mon Basu. I want to know how to clean and clear my Apple gadgets from dust and make it look glossy as you always maintain. Well, thank you very much for the kind comment as well and the great question. Yes, I do keep a lot of my gadgets dust free, and indeed my studio has to be very clean because it appears on camera, and I keep my editing room very clean as well. And the trick to it is just to clean frequently. I use anti-static cloths and also microfiber cloths, and I take the dust off of all my gadgets at least twice a week. When it comes to screens, I do use a muck off spray, and I just spray that onto the screen and then buff it until it's nice and clean and shiny. So that's how I keep all of my gadgets clean, and I think it's fairly easy to do as long as you do it on a regular basis. So that is it for today's video. I've got to end the video early today because I've got meetings for the rest of the day and lots of work to do. But I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video and also for asking those questions. Don't forget to keep the questions coming. You can ask them on Twitter or on Snapchat, and I'll include as many as I can in future videos. Hit that like button. See you again soon.